Okay, this is a series of videos that I'm going to create which will focus on Windows Server 2012. I'm going to show you each step, how to install Windows Server 2012 on a virtual machine using Virtualbox, which is absolutely free, and Windows Server 2012, which has a 180-day fully functional free trial. Now these videos are only going to brush the surface and are not in-depth enough if you're planning to study to take the MCSA exams. But I will show you an overview of the installation process, what to expect, and some more features of Windows Server 2012 later on. So please follow along if you're interested in getting into the technology field. It's also a good idea to get hands-on and see what this is all about. First, let's go to virtualbox.org and download the Virtualbox software. So you can see, just go to downloads on the left, and I'm using a Windows 8 computer, so I'm going to choose the first option, which is for Windows. Your download will begin, and it will take just a few minutes. Once downloading is complete, launch the installer and select all the defaults for this installation. Once complete, you can close the installation wizard, but we're not going to run the software just yet. Next, we're going to go to technet.microsoft.com and then choose Downloads and Windows Server 2012 R2. From here, we can download the installation of Windows Server. And I'm going to choose ISO, which is an exact copy of the DVD, but as a virtual drive. Next, you'll need to create a Microsoft account. If you don't have one, you can create one to continue the download. Then you just need to fill out a quick form. Click the Download Files button on the right. This will ask you to install the Download Manager, and the files will begin to download directly on the website, as you can see here. Once that completes to 100%, you'll find the file where you've chosen to download it. Now we should check out the system requirements for Windows Server 2012. We'll need to know the system requirements in order to create the VirtualBox. So let's go to VirtualBox Software and New, and we'll give it a name. We'll call it Server 2012. We'll leave the type as Microsoft Windows, and we'll change the version to Windows 2012 64-bit. Your computer has to be 64-bit in order to install Windows Server 2012. The software doesn't come in a 32-bit version. Next, we'll need to choose the amount of RAM to give the virtual machine, and if we look at the system requirements, we can see that it only requires 512 megabytes. But I'm going to give it 2 gigabytes of RAM to make it run smoothly. And on the next screen, we're going to choose Create a Virtual Hard Drive Now. We'll go with the default, which is VDI, VirtualBox Disk Image. Now for the type of virtual disk drive, you can either choose dynamic or fixed. Dynamic means that it will increase in size for whatever your needs are for the installation, and fixed size is we choose the exact size that we're working with. But since we have the system requirements available, let's check to see what Windows Server requires. So the minimum it wants is 32 gigabytes, a 32 gigabyte virtual hard drive. We're going to go with just about 32 gigabytes, and then it asks where you'd like to store the file. The best place would be the fastest place would be your local hard drive. So go ahead and press Create. And this process could take 20 minutes or more. Once complete, you'll see the virtual machine on the left in VirtualBox, and on the right you'll see all the information that we've just chosen. In the next video, we're going to install Windows Server 2012 into Server Core, Then I'm going to show you how to get out of core back into the graphical Windows server. And I'll also explain the differences between the Windows installation options. If you have suggestions for other tutorials you'd like me to create, please post in the comments, and thank you for watching.